everybody like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily contents. Yes, people. Welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscription button, notification button, and a like button. I've got a few old faces and some new faces as well. So please be gentle with these people, and hit that comment section and give us every feedback that you can, and plus join in the conversation and have a chat on the chat live chat section as well. My first guest is going to be Antonis. Everybody knows him from the olden days. What's going on, bro? It's been a while,
Yeah,
man.
man, it's been a minute. I'm very happy to be back. So I'm glad we're doing this consistently now because I've needed a little
Yes,
bit of this in my life.
we do, man. Especially the season we're having as well. And second one is Anton. Everybody knows Anton. He's a
You can't
regular
really
on the
see
show,
me, but it's a bit terrible my lighting and that. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
bro. As long
All you
as
can
as long as
all
you
you
can
can see
speak,
is
it's all right.
just a black silhouette, a Liverpool top. You know what I mean? Like, I'm smiling. I'm smiling. Like, yeah.
We can
Hey.
just about see you. Don't
I,
worry,
I
Anton. It's
love
all
it. I
good. It's
love it.
all
I
good.
love it.
And we got a new person to the channel, which is Mario. What's going on, bro?
How's it going,
Right?
guys? What's going on?
Yeah, all good, bro. Welcome to the channel, man. Yeah, Anton's being Anton now.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No worries, no worries, no worries. It's all good,
Make
man.
put some light on the subject. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
That's right.
That's
That's
No
right.
puns
true. That
intended.
is true. Mario, we're gonna start off with something you're passionate about, which is the FSG app and what we organized with the Kurdish. So let's just start with that, and then we move on to the Premier League. Then after that, we'll move on to Liverpool and how we can progress, and then the match later on against Tottenham Hotspur. So let's just move on to that first, yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do it.
Oh, from Twitter. That's how I met, obviously, Mario. He goes by the name of Trader on Twitter, and a lot of us are in these groups that we're trying to like get FSG out. We organized a plane as well, going out,
What a
and yeah,
plane!
yeah, we did, yeah, we
Yeah,
did. It was us. It
did
was
I
us.
play,
It was
man?
us, bro. It was us. It
Wasn't
was
the
us.
plane's gonna crash inside the FSG
No,
headquarters? Like
no, the
what?
one that was going over the
Oh yeah.
airfield.
Hey. I'm sorry. I went too far. Sorry.
Yeah, Anton, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we organized a lot of stuff like that, and Mario, take it away, mate. Just explain what FSG are all about and what's the plan. Obviously, there's going to be a second one, I've heard. Hopefully, maybe the end of the season or sometime next season. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah,
yeah, just explain like what they've done and how can we get out of this issues we're having with them at the moment in regards to finance and selling the club, which they lied to us like throughout the actual year as well.
yeah. I mean, for me, I'm very passionate about Liverpool. I've been a LFC supporter since I think 1983. I'm
What?
43 years old, so I
Hey.
think since I was 2 or 3 years old, I've been
Mhm.
supporting Liverpool. So, I've been there through the great times and the hard times right now, and it's kind of difficult to be a fan of LFC and see where we've been and where we're at right now in just over a year. The drop off is just unbelievable. With the injuries, in a World Cup year and all that stuff. As far as FSG is concerned, um, they've dropped the ball. I think they've taken us as far as we're gonna go right now. Um, I just don't see where they're going to get the extra investment right now,
Mm-hmm.
especially with what's going on in the economy, with GDP and
Yeah.
all of that other stuff going on.
Mm,
So for
sure.
me right now, to see what's going on with LFC, it's a mirror image of what's going on with the Boston Red Sox. It seems to be a trend with what's going on with FSG's portfolio right now, as far as the teams in their portfolio. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Even the hockey team is doing absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
So for me, when I saw the opportunity with Kurdish and a couple of the other guys in the group to do a plane, I was like, yeah, I'll 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 fund the planes for the United States. I'll do my own campaign here. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, especially for the type of work that I am in. I work with professional athletes on a daily. I work with some really big athletes. So um,
Mm,
the only way that we're going to get FSG in a corner and get them to actually do something is to start by targeting their sponsors, Nike, Standard Chartered. You have to, if you're doing any kind of campaign, you're going to have to tag these people, especially Nike. They don't
mm,
like the bad. They don't like the bad press, the
Yeah.
bad publicity. You know what I mean?
mm,
So when they start seeing that stuff and they start seeing it on a grand scale, they start seeing it trending on Twitter. They're gonna ring up John Henry and be like, hey, what's going
yeah,
on?
true.
And this is
Mm,
kind of like a breach of our contract right now, because you guys are getting dragged through the mud because of what's going on the field.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
It starts from the top. So if there's no um, way to lead from the top as
Mm-hmm.
far as where they're going and what we're gonna do next, it's a big nick on Nike's brand as a whole. So they're gonna
Exactly. Yeah.
they're gonna hear it. So for me, um, they're using Klopp as a scapegoat, right?
Yeah.
They're absolutely using Klopp as a scapegoat because there's no way you could tell from the press conferences that he's
Yeah.
hiding something. It's like he's tiptoeing
yeah.
around the that he's having to choose and say.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, I think FSG's time is done. Um, they've taken us as far as we're gonna go. However, I'll do the one caveat. Uh, I'll give them until the end of this year, December.
Same here.
Just because we'll see what they're gonna do this summer. If they're gonna
Mm,
go back and be like, oh yeah, next summer we'll spend all the money next summer again, and then next summer comes
mm,
around and it's the same thing. It's summer FC all over again.
Yeah.
So I'm
mm,
gonna give Klopp time to get the players that he needs to get in, give him time to have them gel. By Christmas is enough time. If nothing is happening by Christmas, then we're gonna have to have some very uncomfortable conversation. FSG and Klopp.
Big up Mario. Big up Mario, man. And Antonis, what do you think of this, mate? Like, I know you
I
go to
would
the
told
matches
you,
on a
man.
regular basis. I know you're a
I,
season ticket holder. Um, yeah, it's just whatever you want to say, bro. It's a platform for you, bro.
I've been saying FSG out for a minute. I've been keeping it a bit hush hush, but I've been saying it for the last 2 3 years, like in just friendly conversations with friends and family. But I think like I don't think I can stand it anymore. Like I think it was that summer where everyone was falling like flies, where Fabinho and Henderson were having to play centre back, and the only business they were willing to do was Ozan Kabak and Ben Davies.
oh,
That's when I started realizing
oh,
that money meant more to them than our own players' health. Do you know what I mean? Our players'
yeah,
health was on the
yeah,
line. Virgil van Dijk tore his
yeah,
ACL.
mm-hmm,
Matip was out instant, constant, and they weren't willing to bring players in to support our cast that we already had.
mm-hmm,
And I think that's when I was like, nah, that they're done for me. It doesn't matter what they do. And a lot of people were saying to
yeah,
me, like, a lot of my friends that are United fans and stuff like that. It was a
Mhm.
combination of pulling my leg, but they were saying, "Oh, you're just a spoiled fan." And I'm like, "But am I?
oh,
But am I? Because considering what we had, and what we
Mhm.
won, yeah, we won every single trophy, but we won every single trophy, one of every single
mm-hmm,
trophy. The potential we had was to win them year in, year out. The
Spot on.
fact that we won the Champions League and we won the Premier League, sorry, we won the Premier League and then we won the Champions League, and then we didn't go and sign anyone that next summer. It's like make it make sense. And then the year after, we lose out the title by 1 point. those games in January when our players were tired, when our players were hurting, if we had that extra investment through the summer, that could have been our title and not City's, and that's when I started getting frustrated because our players were playing 60, 70 games a season and then having short holidays and then going straight to pre-season. And then straight back into the season again, and our players' health was deteriorating. Players like Robertson that never used to get injured, all of a sudden are starting to pick up little niggles. That never happens. It doesn't. These things don't happen out of the blue.
100%.
So, that's when when your owners put their money over your health. I think that just goes to show what type.
That's when you start worrying, yeah. 100%. Anton, what about you, bro? I know we spoke about it before. But yeah, you could share your opinion on it as well, mate.
Yeah, you know me. Like I said, they're smoke and mirrors, man. Them guys are smoke and mirrors. They're doing the Houdini, man. They're doing the Houdini every time. Every time they just move the goalposts. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and come to it. Oh, this happened. Oh, we're gonna do this. I knew it from way back when we had the last one before. Was before the I think before Christmas.
Yeah.
And you said, what do you reckon they're going to do something in January? I said, no, they're just going to just drag it along. We're going to do this. We're interested in it. Oh, we ain't got enough money for this. They said about what's it called? Generational talent. And what did they do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, just like the guy said before, and Tony said before, the same thing, that they were rinsed out. They were overused, all the players, man. And one player you can't really overuse is someone like Thiago. Overused, man. Overused. Even though we needed someone like that, we needed some other legs. But playing that way, Klopp's way, he needs backing. Especially in the gegenpress. You need backing, man. Because that running, you can't sustain that.
No. Constant,
and you got what? A couple of people on the bench. It's a joke, man. They needed more. From the Champions League, we should have brought in more. From the winning league, we should have brought in more. But it just drips and drabs, man.
That's kind of what frustrates me too. That frustrates me so much too, man. Because if LFC could have spent, we didn't have to spend 80 million or 90 million a year. We could have been spending 40 million every off season and be okay.
Yep.
We wouldn't be in the position that we're in right now, because if you were building for the future, then you would have been getting the younger players, for 40.
Well, if they was gonna do that, what they should have done Brighton's method and scouted everywhere, and even the ones that think, I don't know if it's hit and miss. I comes at almost they were like 4 players. They're scouted and they make up to about 15 million. And they can sell them all off for 150, all of them. Even more than that. If they want to sell them today, they can sell them all at least 150 to 200 million if they want to sell four of them. Like the main ones they got. Casado, the Matoma, what's his name? McAllister.
Yeah.
It's a joke, man. I think if they're that method of not spending money, then their scouting should be absolutely sick.
On point.
Their scouting should be like spies, like proper spies, like James Bond and shit. Bro. You know what I mean? Bond. I'm not even joking. They got gadgets and shit.
Yeah.
But no. But these guys, FSG.
It is hard.
There was signs from days as well, because you go back to 2014, 2015, the way that Gerrard was kicked out of the club, man. That's the guy that literally bled for the team, and the way that they just so easily said, "Nah, just go to the MLS. You're too old." It's whoa, I don't care if he's too old, man. I don't care if he's the assistant manager in that dressing room. He's a leader. Doesn't matter who the manager is. Everybody's looking up to Gerrard. And the way they just so easily, man, that to me was the first sign that we might be in a bit of trouble here.
That's why I don't understand where they get this new model from, where they're saying, "Oh, you know what? We're going to keep these players until the wheels fall off, and then we're not spending any money, but we're going to keep these old players until the wheels fall off, and then we're going to release them for free." What?
It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic, mate. It's come to the point uh, I feel we're being played all the time. I always say that that's the problem I face. You know what I mean?
Smoke and
They
mirrors.
always test the waters, test the waters. Let's see what the fans' reaction is gonna be. Let's do this, let's do that.
Mm.
As soon as people have arguments and they don't retaliate, they just do what they want. But when you retaliate and have protests and all that stuff, they stop what they're doing. See, this is
Yeah,
what we got. This is what you got to look at when you're looking at these type of owners. They're proper intelligent, man. They know what they're doing. They,
yeah, yeah.
come on, let's just be honest.
They did that to be trending. They did
Yeah,
that
yeah,
to be
yeah.
trending for the moment, and then
Test the
let's
waters. Test the waters.
yeah,
Always.
trending, man.
Listen, listen,
Yeah.
I just don't. This is why I don't believe that they really have LFC in their plans moving forward beyond
Nope.
beyond this season, because with what they're doing with these older players, releasing. Okay, so first of all,
Mhm.
we don't have a big squad as it is right now, right?
No.
And we're scheduled to lose how many players this season? Six,
Six.
7, maybe 8.
So maybe it depends. Yeah, around that. Yeah.
So where are we gonna get 8 players from? Where's the money coming from? Who are we planning to promote from the academy?
Yeah.
There's not much.
Under
there.
12s, under 12s. And man are gonna come in for the under 12s. Oh, I think they can play. I think they can play. Yeah, yeah, they
There's
can.
not. I mean, there's not much there. So if you get rid of 6 to 8 players, right,
Oof.
and say, okay, we're gonna replace those 6 or 7 players with the same number.
Yeah,
So how much money are you looking to spend realistically right there?
that's
250,
true.
maybe 300 million, right? So when you spend 300 million this year,
Yeah,
this season,
yeah.
what happens next season and the season? We're gonna end up right here at square one again,
Exactly.
because they're gonna say, "Oh, you guys wanted this, and you guys, the fans, wanted this. We spent $300 million this season. We're not gonna spend anything next season. So guess what? We're gonna hold on to Jordan Henderson
Yep.
for another 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna turn around and then release him for free, and then look at each other like, what now? Where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand the concept with what they're doing as far as trying to get that financial stability. And Liverpool could spend the money. It's not like they can't. Liverpool,
hand enough,
they
yeah.
could spend $250 million right
They can.
now.
They can. Ninth richest team in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Ninth richest team in the world.
With me,
We're the second.
I was speaking to Antonis earlier before the stream, and I've said it probably a few times on here. If you have that method of ownership, like this, what they use, like this sell to buy, and you have to generate money around the club for us to get players. Why don't you have a plan in the first place? Like get the marquee signings you want, and get youngsters that's gonna be like backing them in the future. Like once that guy reach 29 or 30, he still has a resale value, right? So those young players that's coming through the system, which you're gonna be playing now and again, that's gonna be looking up to that player or Van Dijk, another Van Dijk, they can eventually take over. And then you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money anymore. But they don't have no plan. That's what I keep telling people. If you have a plan in place, then I'm all for it. But there's nothing coming from them that motivates me to think that we're gonna be challenging for titles with this kind of way of thinking, man. And I don't blame these guys doing all this stuff behind the scenes to get these guys out, because they've got every right to do that. If you care, you gotta put your hand in your pocket and get these type of owners out, and that's what we're doing. And I agree with you, Mario, man. At first I was thinking, is this gonna be it? Just one plane, and there's no plan after that. Now we're progressing. We're trying to do some more stuff just to make them notice that we don't want them here anymore. And their plan ain't working. Like the other day, they came to the game against West Ham, and everybody, oh, John W. Henry's here. This thing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. You know what I mean? He's been chased out
He's
from
here
Boston.
because he's not allowed in Boston.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not allowed in Boston, man. That's the whole point.
Why is he not allowed in Boston? Why is he not? Why
Because he
that?
ain't spending money there either. That's the whole point.
Oh,
Oh,
they're booing him though. They're booing him
Yeah,
at press
they're booing
conferences.
out in
We weren't
Boston,
doing
bro.
that,
It's
Yeah,
bro.
it's
If he was in
at the press
Boston and he showed
conference.
up to a game like that, he would have got crucified. But like exactly what you were saying, man. Like not only are we doing this sell to buy kind of project of the
mhm,
way that the club is run, which is arguably a very bad way to run a top six club. I can
very
understand it
bad.
if you're a Brighton, a Crystal Palace, like a mid-table team, absolutely fine. But you're not investing enough in your youths to be able to do something like that. You're not investing enough in your academies to do stuff like that. You're going and getting massive deals from Nike and charging us 90 quid for a t-shirt, 250 quid for a jacket, and then you're saying, "Oh yeah, we're spending all our money in our stadium extensions." Well, your stadium extensions are paid by sponsors. Oh yeah, but we've renovated the training ground. That was paid by sponsors. So where is it? So not only are we run on an extremely inefficient uh, project and scheme for a top six club, we're also being run terribly in the scheme that we already have, because not only are we not selling the players when they're at their best, we're letting players like Milner get to 37 years old, Henderson 33, Thiago 33, Virgil van Dijk, Matip, wrong side of 30. You're going to have to deal with all these players. And by the time you have to deal with all of them and bring the right replacements in and stuff like that, next thing you know, Jota and Diaz are 30 as well.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And then Alisson's 33. And then you've got to find another goalkeeper. And then Kanate's 28, 29. If he keeps
Hmm.
his injury history up, I love him to bits. But if
Hmm.
he keeps his injury history up, can he really even get to 30? Pulling
Yeah.
2, 3 injuries per season? It's
It's
starting to
bad.
get concerning in many levels, man, because it's not only the fact that they're not even reacting in time, but the fact that they're not even proactive or reactive is really killing us, because we're done
Yeah,
now,
especially for a big,
but we're
big
also
club
done
like
for the
Liverpool.
future as well.
Exactly, bro.
Perfectly put. Perfectly put.
And Twins Ball says, big up for the good luck for the show. People in the building, get the likes ratio up. Thank you very much, bro. Let me just do the comments, then we'll get back to the next thing. Uh, yeah, Antonis, obviously. Let's go from Rero. And yes, Anton, John Conway, the regulars here. Keep going, people. Keep going in the chat as well. Much appreciated for coming on, man. FSG at all the way. FSG at always, man. Big up LFC Red Forever and the panel and chat. Yes, yes. Thank you, Uncle Rods. Much appreciated. Chelsea perspective. Big up, people. 100%. Thank you very much. Harley. That listen. We're gonna have to chat later on about a lot of stuff. I'll get back to you. I'm not the biggest fan of the plane. I think it's pointless waste of money, but I understand that the squad needs investment or one way or another. Yes, that's how it is, mate. Listen, if we're making an effort for the owners to listen, it's not a bad thing, is it? I mean, we want them to hear us. We want them to to know we're concerned. That's the whole point of a plane. Whatever we did before that, they weren't listening. They were doing whatever they wanted. I mean, they put the club up for
Yeah.
sale, and some people are saying it's not up for sale. When you put two bankers in charge of your club, that means your club is up for sale. That's what they've done. And then they change their mind all of a sudden. They don't want to sell. You know what I mean? It's all like testing water stuff, and it's never going to end here anyway. It's just yeah, FSG is FSG, and
yeah.
they're never going to change. They're never going to change. They could
Let-
they could go to the West
Yeah.
Ham game. And it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything to me,
I
man.
can't believe they were booed. I can't believe they were booed what's it called, the Red Sox? What was it?
The Red Sox, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
Let's not
I don't.
Man,
forget.
Was that cascaded to the English press?
yeah. I
that
think
was that was it was pressed by the American press because of
yeah.
the
Yeah.
basically the reputation they've built in the Red Sox,
Yeah.
and then
Mm,
all the Liverpool press kind of like clocked on, and they're like, "Oh
So
look,
it was Liverpool press.
they're
It
having
wasn't
the
like
same
national
problem in
press.
America."
mm.
I thought
But
they would go around it, but it was just
Nah,
Liverpool.
nah, nah.
listen, like
Wow.
I love my American sports. Like I'm a big NFL fan. I'm a big
Mhm,
NBA fan as well, and like
That's where I'm at right
these
now. I'm in
teams.
Kansas City for the draft. That's where I'm
mhm.
at.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, so
Yeah. There you
I've been
go.
watching the drafts. I've got no sleep, and I'm watching like as soon as I
Yeah, yeah.
finish this,
That's
I'm
my
onto the
second
drafts
home in
again.
New
But
York. My two teams are the
yeah,
Giants and the Chiefs. That's it.
Sick,
bless,
sick.
brother. No, but yeah, so like you've got teams like the Washington Commanders, which is just an example of an NFL team. They're meant to be sold for around $6 billion. Yeah, you've got
Wow.
NBA teams like they're apparently FSG are linked with an NBA team. That's an evaluation of $4.5 billion. Like they think that there's this American market in England. We generate probably more money than some of the American teams do, like in NFL and NBA, but it's not an
Mm.
American market. It's not commercial based market. It is a market that is based around fans,
Mm.
around t-shirt sales, around stadium tickets, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's always been a sport. We've always been very humble with our evaluations in England, and the same in Germany as well. And they're thinking that, oh, we're going to get £3.5 billion for a sale at Liverpool. No, no, you're not. That's not the way it works. Look, they wanted to buy us. The Newcastle owners looked at buying us. They were asking stupid money. They bought
Mm.
Newcastle for 300 million. That is a beautiful investment. That is a club where it's the only club in the city. It's a Premier League club. They've got a beautiful stadium. They've got very passionate fans.
Mm.
They sold for 300 million. What makes you think you can get 10 times that at Liverpool? Same for the Man United thing as well. And Steve even put a comment like, what budget do you think Klopp's going to have this summer? We've been hearing for the last 3 seasons he's going to get 250 million. And where's it come from?
Mm-hmm.
And where's it gone?
Exactly. Exactly.
We've been saving up for a world
A
class
rainy day.
talent in Bellingham for 3 years.
Yeah,
Now all of a
yeah,
sudden
yeah,
we're out of the race for Bellingham. Bro,
yeah.
they're
And he
just
wasn't
saying
agreeing.
things to buy themselves time, man. It's getting boring now.
It's like being in kindergarten. That's what it is, man. But
You know,
yeah, yeah. The next two, Mario, do you want to say anything like
yeah,
anything
because
about FSG before we leave that obviously subject?
yeah, because I could see some of the comments on the bottom here
Hmm.
about
I'll go into the
the
comments. Sorry, mate.
the
Yeah.
plane the plane having a negative effect or putting a negative atmosphere around Anfield. I mean, there's nothing to be comfortable about. That's not what the plane's for. The plane's not for them to feel comfortable. It's to make them feel uncomfortable. That hey, the way that you guys are running the club, it's not sustainable. How is it sustainable? For one, okay, let me break it down to you. You have a medical department that cannot keep a player off of the table, the treatment table. It's like every time you turn, there's somebody on the treatment table. Something is systematically wrong with that medical department,
Hmm.
right? So then you go and you get these young players and you leave them on the bench. You alienate them, but then in your press conferences, you say, oh, yeah, they're doing wonderful in training.
Yeah.
So if they're doing wonderful in training, they're not getting any game time. You have no money to reinvest into the squad.
Hmm.
Your only way to get players into the squad is to go to the academy and try to recruit young players because you don't have the funds to go out and get the type of players that you need.
Mm.
What young players are going to come to LFC? They have seen how we've treated Harvey Elliott. They've seen what we've done to Carvalho. The guys are not getting even garbage time.
Mm.
So how is the club supposed to be ran if you're not you can't get anybody from the academy?
Mm.
You don't have the funds to do it. The medical department can't keep players off of the treatment table. We're going into the dumps. I
Exactly.
mean, if the time is now to start making some noise. We're gonna start making noise when the four wheels fall off of the car. That's too late. You know, if
True.
Liverpool, if they're
True.
not careful, what they think they're going to get when they're ready to sell this club, it's not going to be there. And we're gonna end up with these guys in a really bad situation if it doesn't start getting better now rather than later. I mean, 6 or 8 players leaving the club this
For free.
summer alone,
Yeah.
and then we have
Literally.
European competition next season. So we go from a squad that's not big enough. We're losing 8 players. We're still in a competition. We don't have the money to buy the players. Where are we going to get 8 players to replace them? We already needed more players for the squad because the squad wasn't big enough. So
Hmm.
what are we doing? Where are we going to end up realistically? You know what I mean? So they're going to have to spend the money once they back themselves into a corner. So even if they didn't have the idea or thoughts or means of spending that much money this summer, now they're going to have to, because you've allowed these old players to stay at the club for so long. You can't get. I mean, look at Phillips. Why is Phillips still at the club?
He's young.
I wish I could tell you,
Right.
mate.
He does look old though.
He
It's
doesn't
true.
even get a game. He doesn't even get a game. He doesn't
Yeah.
even come on as a sub to see even games out. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is with Phillips at the moment. It's
And
so
we have
bad. It's
we've
so
got
bad.
Arthur
Badly treated.
We bought Arthur for what? That's waste of money. More so we
Just
already
like
don't have any money, and we're going to take an injured player, pay him what? How much did we pay him? 11 million? Is that what it's costing us for a player that's not even played? What? And then we lose him this summer. He goes back to where we got him from. What did we just threw away $11 million there for no reason?
Also, what makes people think that they're on their way out anyway? Because we're the only thing that can determine whether they're on their way out or not. Because if we don't make any noise and we don't express ourselves on how we feel about them, they're going to be like, oh, we can get away with this. We're going to keep getting away with this.
There
Why?
you go.
Because this
Yep.
team is generating £500 million in revenue every single year. If we're not spending that much, oh my God, that is a hell of a lot of money going in our pockets. Do you know what I mean?
that's the difference between sports in the United States and sports in Europe. When fans here are fed up, you can't get them going to the games. And if you look at the Boston Red Sox games right now and you see when the camera pans to the stadium, the seating, it's frightening. It's empty. The Boston Red Sox, guys.
we're not that far away, bro. I'm telling you, we're not
It's
that
heading
far
that way,
away.
Mario. It's heading that way. Go on.
I've been
Andres.
going games for the last 4 years consistently, bro, and I can tell you something. That atmosphere is getting flatter and flatter by the day. I'm not surprised if we carry on like this next season, we will be struggling to sell tickets.
That's bad, man. That's crazy.
Don't
Um,
make it bad, man.
I know. House says it was partially Rogers' fault. Giles got forced out in absolute fairness. I don't. With Gerard, it was bad the way we treated him. I mean, that guy must have rejected how many clubs just to stay in Liverpool. I mean, look how many clubs wanted him. Could have
Successful
won the Premier
Chelsea.
League. Could have won
Successful. No,
multiple championships.
let's start with
Hmm
Alex Ferguson went to his house at 16. Yeah.
Yep.
Try and get him. and then Jose Mourinho, his first ever person he wanted to buy was who? Gerrard. And then Real Madrid and Barcelona, in their times of making it, of doing what they're doing, he turned them all down to stay with us, and then we do that too.
That's not good enough, man. Yeah, guys. So obviously we ended there with the FSG. We'll just continue in it, Murray. We'll just continue with it, man. We ain't gonna stop, man.
We're not gonna stop. Listen, and for me, honestly, I just the last point on that. The plane, for me, honestly, and with me working in the industry that I work in, the plane is the least and most undisrespectful way to make your voices heard. It's not disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, it might cost us a little money here, but I am not of the understanding that people should be attacking people on a personal level, right? To get your point across.
Yeah.
And I know you have some of our fans that they get really personal, and I don't agree with that, right? So for me, doing the plane, it sends one message and one message only. It's about the team, right? It's about the team and where you're running the club. It's not about what you're out eating, what you're wearing, you're not coming to the games, whatever it is. It's strictly straight to the point. You guys are not running the club properly. Give the coach the finances he needs to get the players he needs so that the club could get back to its glory days. That's all it's about. On social media, people are attacking each other. Oh yeah, you look like this and blah blah this. I'm not about that. So for me, the plane is quick, easy, to the point. You get the point across. If you get other news agencies picking it up, then great. That's exactly what we want. But as far as the disrespecting and all that stuff, I'm not for that. That's why I think the playing is a very viable way to get your voices heard.
And you're not disrupting anything.
And
It's not like United fans last season where they were protesting, interrupting games, rushing on fields. That's
Yeah.
disrupting your team. That is damaging your team. By putting up a
Yeah.
plane, you ain't disrupting no one, man. People are gonna watch it while it's
You're gonna
flying
see
over
that.
the game, and they'll go, "Oh shit, yeah." People think the same way. People think that Little Anfield isn't gonna start. It isn't gonna stop selling out tickets. First of all, where we were before FSG and where we are now, we're almost at 33%. So one third of our tickets are hospitality tickets in the NFL. In Anfield. So I'm stuck in my American football. 33% of our tickets are hospitality tickets. You want to buy one of them right now, it's £400-500. So just on an affordability standpoint, we're going to stop selling out anyway. Do you know what I mean? Just on an affordability standpoint, because you think about the living crisis that's going on, man. These people from Liverpool, they come from humble backgrounds, man. They're not going to splash £400-500 per ticket. So just the fact that we're even heading to that commercial setting is like you've totally mismanaged the club because you've totally misread who the fans are, what they come from. They're blue collar people, and you're trying to sell them a white collar project. It's not going to work.
No, it's not.
It's spot on, man. It's spot on. You know what I'll say, guys? The disrespect is when you ignore your own fans when they're sharing their concerns. That's more of a disrespect than actual plane flying over. I mean, if they listen to us, then and understood where we're coming from, then we will be all for it. But if you're not even trying to attempt to speak to your fans before you make any decisions, then that's disrespect in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, so
I agree.
yeah. So we're gonna move on from this. We're gonna go to the Premier League. I want to ask you guys a question, obviously, about the Premier League, and let's start with that. Yeah. So in the Premier League this season, obviously Liverpool's not challenging, and a lot of people are saying it's good that Arsenal is top of the league, and a lot of people are saying the season has been bad because of there's not enough competition coming from elsewhere as well. The question I want to ask you guys is, if Liverpool was challenging for the league like they normally do, would Arsenal still be up there? Is Arsenal in a false position, considering the way they played the other day against Man City? Like they had two shots. One was the goal, and I think the other one was a timid shot. So I don't want to like discredit what they've done, but if Liverpool was there, would Arsenal still be up there at the top? That's what I want to know, Anton.
Right. For me personally, all the big teams have gone through a transition, barring Arsenal, who are almost there already, just barring a few other players, and Man City. All of them. And in that time, I think Arsenal and Man City have shot on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of that, that's how they've done. They've done so well, I think, and that's what they've overachieved. Because beginning of the season, all the experts, even them, were saying, "We're surely going to get top four with it. Surely it's not. We're gonna get top four. We're surely going to get top four. You understand? That was their peak, and now they was mashing up all the teams.
Yeah.
And us not having a midfield again, like I said, going through a transition.
Yeah.
It was not again. Because the FSG don't want to spend no money. We need midfielders.
Yeah.
That's why I think when we've lost out, they've gained. So I feel that's what it is for me personally.
Yeah. What about you, Antonis? Like, do you think if we was challenging this season, Arsenal would be in that position? Like sometimes what they're saying, pressure from both sides can be daunting, innit? And the form might drop because it's hard to keep up with teams like that. That's getting 90 plus points a season.
Yep.
It depends how you're kind of really asking the question. Because if we were our usual self, we'd be on like high 80 points right now, and we'd be clear. That because that's a productivity and that's the expectation we kind of set ourselves. City have had a massive drop off as well this season, so it's such a weird season. Like 2 seasons ago as well, where Alisson had to score ahead of us to get top 4. Everybody was having a slump year, and it was like United and City on top, and then everybody else was just like so far down.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same thing this year, and nothing's changed. Like I think whether we would be up there, um, I think this Arsenal team have got a lot of potential, and I think they've got some good young players, but they don't have the experience on the field. Like Xhaka rowding the atmosphere up in Anfield. He's one of the most experienced players on the field. The last thing you want to be doing at Anfield is pissing off the Liverpool fans.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? That is a silly, silly mistake from someone that's meant to be a very experienced player that was their captain 2 years ago. So yeah, I think Arsenal is like, if they want to keep improving this, they're gonna have. It's gonna be like 3-4 years, because City are relentless, because those players that are there, they've been through every final time and time again. Do you know what I mean? Every Premier League game, they've done it consistently. Liverpool, the same thing. Henderson, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson, Trent, they've been there year in, year out. It's the first year that Arsenal really kind of even pushing for anything, and they still look like they're going to bottle it. So I think they're still a couple of years away before you can even start putting them in a conversation with us.
Yeah. What about you, Mario? What do you think, mate?
Listen, I really like this Arsenal team. They show a lot of grit. They're a young team. They play well together. They have a really good coach in Arteta. The only thing that's hampering this team is the experience, and that's why I think that if we were where we're supposed to be, they would not be in the conversation right now, right? It's just because they don't
Exactly
have
what
that.
I said. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have that experience. Arteta don't have that experience, right?
Or they have Champions League football.
Yeah, and look, let me tell you
Another
something.
thing.
They're going to be known as the club. If they don't win this league, they're going to be known as the club that bottled the Premier League, right?
Yes.
You cannot be that
They're
far
gonna
ahead.
be banter club.
Yeah, you cannot be that far ahead and not win.
And make it like this, yeah. Make a mockery out of it, yeah.
Hey, Arsenal fans. For me, don't get me wrong. There's some good people out there, man. But for me, personally, I feel like Arsenal fans are like England fans. It's coming home. It's coming home before the tournament is even played. It's coming home. What's coming home? What the tournament? What the ball's coming home? What? No, the actual stuff's coming home. Football's coming where? Coming. All the trophies going to come here. And I feel like Arsenal fans are very similar, because you see the couple of seasons. Was it last season when they didn't qualify for the Champions League? They was giving out merchandise that they was going to qualify for Champions League. They even had a song.
Champions League, yeah.
Champions League.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like for me, they're like, to me, I look at them like England fans. It's coming home. It's coming home. Well, it didn't go home. He went to Rome. He went to Rome, innit, remember?
Yeah.
That's why.
Carry on, Mario.
No, for me, that's why I think you're going to see a culmination of their lack of experience next season, because you're not in the Champions League this season, and you're battling the league, so you're going to have the pressure of the Champions League next season. And you're going to have the league next season, and then you're going to have teams like LFC and United and Newcastle and Brighton and Chelsea back in the fold, because Chelsea's going to get, they're getting a new coach, and they're going to be able to they're going to have some time off to really gel and get their stuff together off the pitch. So I honestly think I don't see how Arsenal wins the Premier League. If they don't win it this season, I don't see them winning it again. I don't see them winning it for another 5 years at least. How are they going to do that? Right?
They're going to do it like you're right, next 5 years, because they've got experience now. Well, they're young. They get experience of losing this one and the next one, the next one. But being in amounts of running, and probably by that time, they're probably going to win it for me.
Yeah, it's going to take so for them, I think this is going to have a huge psychological blow for the young players. And I segue into this because I see a lot of people saying, including myself, like, why is Klopp not giving Carvalho any time on the pitch?
Oh, no, man.
And I'm saying to myself, you know, and I sat down and I broke it down, and I'm like, okay, so this kid is in a new club in a city with no family. He's sitting in an apartment by himself.
Yeah.
The team is underperforming, so he's not getting anything good from the team morale right now. That's why every time you see him on the bench,
Yeah.
he's pouting, he's upset.
Yeah.
But I honestly think what Klopp is doing is Klopp's protecting him.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
I
I've seen it
honestly
before with
do
him, yeah.
think Klopp is protecting him, but at the same time, you're gonna have to see what he's made of at some point in the season.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you're planning to spend $250 million in the offseason,
Mhm.
where is he gonna get playing time? Who is he gonna play for? Because if you have Bajcetic coming back,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You still have Thiago, you still have Fabinho, and you're planning to sign new players. So what's the plan for
For the
Carvalho?
current kids that is in your yeah. In your
Here's
You know,
another one
yeah.
for here's another one for us to discuss because it's
Mhm.
it's something that's kind of been getting on my nerves a little bit. And I know this isn't Klopp. I know that he obviously has a pool of players that he will select and say this is what we're interested in, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's that involved in who comes in and who comes out as much as people really think. That's why you have sporting directors and owners and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But we're constantly bringing in players that don't fit the scheme we play. We play a 4-3-3, and we constantly are going out there and playing number 10s, buying number 10s, but we don't play a number 10 in our system. So you're
Yeah.
brought in a young fella with a load of potential in Harvey Elliott and Carvalho, because I think they're two players that are being played out of position. And you know, we're expecting them to come in and learn a whole new position in the space of a couple of weeks and stuff like that.
That's crazy,
And they're
man.
still performing so well. You know, they're still going out there and getting good games in, like Carvalho's game against Newcastle coming off the bench, like Harvey Elliott's game against Wolves in the FA Cup. You know, they're still having those games where you're like, wow, this kid is made of something serious,
Exactly.
even though they're playing out of position, even though they're so young, so inexperienced.
Yeah.
And the next game, they're not getting the game time again. You know, and I don't know who's to blame. I don't want to put any pressure on Klopp. I think he's made some bad decisions this year, but I'm not going to say, oh, Klopp out or Klopp needs to wobble his head. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm seeing like this constant cycle of players playing out of position, players that should be getting game time aren't getting
Yeah.
game time. And it's just like we need to find a balance, and I don't know where it's going to come from.
Yeah, it's a long season, this one, isn't it, guys? To be honest, yeah.
This season really tests
It's done me in,
your
man.
fanhood. It tests your fanhood this season.
It's done me
For
in, bro.
sure, for sure,
Done me
man.
in, man. It's done me in to the point I don't want to go back to games anymore. You know what I mean? But I have to reconsider that, man. I have to reconsider that now. Question, guys, before we leave this one, we'll go to Liverpool. Obviously, the match against Spurs. Mario. Who's gonna win the league, mate? Give me something. Give Arsenal fans hope, bro.
I just listen, man.
Well, that's too loud, man.
I would love for it not to be Manchester City, to be honest with you. But I just don't see. I don't see how they lose the league right now. They are the definition of a well-oiled machine. You hear me? I don't see where they're going to drop points.
I've seen the fixtures.
I don't
Easy
even
fixtures,
think if
mate.
the lights went out in the stadium, they would drop points. That's how good they're playing. I mean, unreal right now. Like Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, like those two guys will wreck your team. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're not set up properly, they will wreck your team in the first 2 seconds. Because all you have to do is play the ball over the top. Haaland would chase the ball, head it in, or toe poking it, or something. Some parts of his body would touch that ball.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to say it, but I just think Manchester City is going to win. I would have loved to see an Arsenal win because I don't want to see Manchester City get the treble.
No.
But I think it's them, unfortunately. I mean, stars are aligned for them to do it. So unless something drastically happens, I don't see it. And they have such a big squad, bro.
Massive.
Like, there's no drop
massive
off.
squad.
What
Man.
they do, I mean, when you could take off Haaland and bring on, what's his name? That kid.
Alvarez.
Alvarez. When you could bring on Alvarez. as a
World Cup winner
substitute.
just sitting on the bench.
That's bad, did it?
The bench could start.
You know,
Like Man City.
Mario, you know what's sad? Sorry to interrupt, brother. You know what's
No,
sad
go
with
ahead.
City? What's sad about them is they had time to experiment this season. You know that kid with the dreadlock playing right back, and playing RK on the left back position, and
They've been
playing John
experimenting the
Stones
whole
just in front
season.
of the defense. They've been experimenting all season, and I said to
They've
myself,
been experimenting
if
all
that was
season, bro.
Liverpool, Anton, it will never
Yeah.
happen. They will never experiment like that if it was challenging. They won't even give us 5 points. They won't even give us 5 points clear. They won't even give us that.
And
But
that's not good. We
that's
gave them the
scary.
opportunity to do that. The LFC gave them the opportunity to
Yes,
do that
Yeah.
this season.
yes,
Because the
yes.
season when we're not performing, that's the season they said, okay. And I'm pretty sure, I am almost 100% sure that they had this, Manchester City had this in their formulations of LFC, that, hey, they're going to be able to do this experiment this year because of our
Yes.
aging team. They saw
Yeah.
it before it happened.
Mhm.
That's why they're doing this
Come
things
on, man. These are experts. They knew this already.
Anton knows
Exactly.
his friend Pep Guardiola, man.
Hey, he knows I've been following Guardiola since like young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he's one of my favorite players, and as a manager, getting his information, all his things from Cruyff. And Cruyff was one of my favorite players as well. Even watching that, you know what I'm saying, all the old videos and that, I just thought he was brilliant. Even his whole intelligence on the game and the ethos of the game.
Yes.
So yeah, I listen. I've been saying this guy for time. Don't get me wrong, Klopp is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a tactician like my man. I know he's had the money.
Mm-hmm.
I know Guardiola's had the money, but he started from Barcelona B, and then he went to Barcelona and he kicked out all the star players. And like, what you doing? What? They was going to sell Busquets. They was going to sell Pedro. They was going to sell a few other players. He was like, no,
Ronaldinho and all that stuff. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. How many managers can do that, man? And then turn it around, bang. This guy, he knows his game, and he was taught by one of the greatest football minds of
Cruyff,
all time.
Yeah.
One of the
Grew up on that
greatest
shit,
football
yeah.
minds of all time. So it's inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One man's even bringing back the WM formation. Bro, that thing ain't been used for years. The WM formation hasn't been used, and this guy's bringing it back. And what is added to that? He's bringing the goalkeeper in to play. So when you go and look at that, you're chasing the ball. You're just chasing thin air because the goalkeeper's playing the ball as well. You know what I'm saying? He's changed the game here, 100%. 100%.
Well, everybody's copying him now, aren't they? Yeah.
Klopp to extent with the Gegen press, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Outrun every team. You can't always have the best players, but you can outrun a team.
Mm.
I see a lot of teams try and do that.
Yeah.
With everything else, it's Guardiola to a T. Reason why Alex Ferguson was great because he had no competition. He had no competition. He was, you know what? All the other managers were using 4-4-2, big guy up front with a little guy next to him, going down the wing, cross it in, bam.
Yeah.
That's their whole tactics. He was watching other football. He was watching European football with a third man running and that.
Yeah.
You understand? And we was like, what is this football he's using? You know what I'm saying? With the help of Cantona as well, it's blew him up even more. So after that, the next person was coming on. It was Wenger. Before Wenger, who was competition with Alex Ferguson? None. No one. You could say Kenny Dalglish for a stint, but that's it. Everyone else is just there. Yeah, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
The 4-4-2, 4-4-2. These new guys come in. Jose Mourinho just looked at the league and said, you know what, I'm the special one. The reason why he did that, his truth was, he looked at the league
I
and
know.
look at this man. You man have got Sam
No
Allardyce
competitions,
there.
mate. No competition.
You've
You're
got
right,
Sam Allardyce saying, you think I can't do nothing in this league with money? You must be joking. I'm the special one here. That's why he said that. That's why the man could come here easily and do that. I got to give it to Guardiola. He's changed the game, bro. Everywhere I'm seeing goalkeepers coming out. Everywhere I'm seeing people play for. He's even changed the law in the game of playing at the back. It's like the goalkeepers. I mean, the defenders.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when the goalkeepers had the goal kick?
Yeah.
The defenders had to be outside the box. Now they're inside the box. That changed as soon as he started doing certain things. I was like, you know what? It looks good. Do it.
Yeah.
Klopp did change this though. He did change the put in 5 substitutions. He did spearhead that one. I have to admit, he did. But everything else, what the new football is going on today, progressive football and possession football, it's Guardiola. He's killed it, mate. He's killed it. I've been saying it for time. It's hate me to say it, but I'm a football fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a football fan as well. You understand? So I love all parts of the football.
Yeah.
And I feel like Guardiola is absolute genius.
Yeah, he's changed a lot.
I mean,
But
even
Anton,
with him
one second, Anton. Before you go, Anton, who's gonna win the league, mate? Sorry, Anton. I don't need to say that, do I? I think I've done the wrong thing here.
I don't want it to be that. I want it to be my team. I wish that was my team, but it's not.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
It's Man City.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that schedule, bro. Look at that.
Look
schedule.
Look at this. That's what I meant to bring up with you guys as well.
Is that a joke?
It's a
How
joke,
did they
innit?
get such an easy
That
schedule?
fixtures is a joke. I couldn't believe when I saw it,
only
Mario.
way-
I couldn't believe when I saw it. And I looked at the Arsenal
only
one.
way-
They all got every top team now. Arsenal. Every top team.
Listen, the only team, these guys, see Fulham, you see Leeds and West Ham, the only thing they can do, the best thing they can do is just don't attack them. Just play ugly football. Just play 6 man at the back and
Mourinho, yeah? Yeah.
everyone else just park the bus. It's the best thing you
Park
can
it,
do.
man. Save yourself from
If
embarrassment,
you want to
man.
do Arsenal a
Just
favour,
park the bus.
Just park the bus and just play ugly. Waste time from kickoff. Waste time because it's like they're like Agent Smith. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen.
yeah.
But it can be stopped. But you know what I mean. Football's a funny old game.
It is. Antonis, go for it, brother.
I was just gonna say, like, just adding on what Anton was saying, like, even this thing that we're doing with Trent Alexander-Arnold playing as a 4th midfielder, he was doing that last year with Cancelo, bro, and no one talked about it, but he was doing it like in a side thing. Cancelo was not a left back; he was like a left winger /
mate.
left mid.
Inverted, and in Arsenal you think with Zinchenko inverted.
But you know what?
He's such a genius, Guardiola. He created my man Arteta to be his rival.
Yeah. But, this title race.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. That is brilliant, Anton. That just killed me. That just killed me.
Yeah.
It's true. We did say earlier that they're saying, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can't really play." You know what? I don't think Klopp can sustain that. You know what? I'm going to make my own rival, and his name will be Arteta. Come here, Arteta. Come here, mate. Come here. I'll give you a bit of teaching. I'll send you over to Arsenal, and you see what you can do then. Bam. There you go.
This
What
title
makes it even
race.
crazier is he has a next one coming in for next season with Vincent Company. So now he's gonna have two.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
He's got all of these boys, backing him up.
This title race between City and Arsenal. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of 13-14 season where you had a chaotic Liverpool, which is like Arsenal now, where they just outscore their opponents.
Yeah.
They're young, they're drilled, they're hungry, they just go for goal all the time, like this little relentless team. And then you've got like a well-drilled, organized Mourinho Chelsea ball, which is like Pep Guardiola and City right now. I just can't see City losing it, bro.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
I have
impossible.
nightmares of that 13-14 team still.
Do you know what? I don't care if they win the league. I just can't handle them winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So we're gonna move on to the next one, which is us, of course. Before we, leave this place, I really enjoyed this, guys. Thanks for coming on. Honestly, I really appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Chatting.
Yeah,
football.
definitely.
It don't have to be just about Liverpool. It's everything else as well. So I'm trying to bring in shows like that on a regular basis, and I hope you guys are going to be part of the channel on a regular as well, man. So thank you for coming on, guys.
Definitely.
We're going to move on to the match. Let's just do that, just to end it. So, Liverpool's going to be facing Tottenham. Sorry, Anton, I don't know what you're doing there, man. What are you doing there, Anton? Trying to take over?
No.
Joking.
No. How do I do that? How?
No. I can move people around in it. Yeah. So
Okay.
Tottenham obviously come off a 2-2 draw with Man United. Good for us. You know what I mean? If we got any hopes of Champions League football, you know, if a miracle can happen, only Liverpool Football Club can do it. Um, can we reach the Champions League spot, Antonis? Do you think we could get there this season, mate? The way we're performing now, if we get all the wins, we've got 4 home games and 2 away games. Can we do it?
Mm. For us to get Champions League, we need to win every single game, and we need either Newcastle or United to drop 9 points. That's 3 losses or 4 draws. No, sorry, 5 draws. 3 losses or 5 draws. That is a lot of points to drop, considering that there's only 6, 7 games left in the season.
Hmm.
I can't see it. I can't see it, honestly. To be honest, I mean, United aren't in any good form at the moment. They
Yeah,
got Rashford back,
yeah,
scoring against Tottenham, which was good.
yeah.
But if you saw the amount of chances that they were conceding, if
Yeah.
Tottenham were any
Crazy,
clinical, like in
man.
the first half, they could have scored 2. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So you never know. You never know what can happen. But I'm not going to be this optimistic guy. I think I'm quite a realist. And I think, if we can get fifth position, get that Europa League spot, have
Hmm.
some form of European football. So even if we're not bringing
Yeah,
in like world class players, we can bring in young, exciting players that just want to play some European football
yeah.
and hopefully win Europa League next season and kind of um, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to sell it to myself, but it's not sounding very good. I'm trying my
Mm.
best, but
He's
yeah, it's peak, man.
trying to
This is
convince
peak.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really am.
That's the best move, man. Lie to yourself. It's
Yeah,
the best move,
just
bro.
that's what you gotta do. Has
Refreshing.
says Cavallo needs a loan. A lot of potential. I really like him, but there's clearly a reason he doesn't play. I just think Klopp is doing what he done with Robertson, what he done with Fabinho. Take them at the the limelight, protect them like Mario said, and then eventually release them next season. Probably the
Onto
kid's
into the
gonna have,
wild.
yeah. Probably the kid's gonna have more motivation, to get into that first team next season. And it depends how strong he is in it. That's what's important, guys. It
Yeah,
depends how
mentally.
strong as
Yeah,
a
of
player you
course.
are. I mean, you're gonna be sulking and sitting on the bench and looking sad all the time, or you're gonna say, you know what, I deserve a spot in that first team. This is what I want to see from him next season. So yeah, same goes for you, Anton. Can we make it or not?
Um, you know me, bro. Listen, it can be done, but if you ask me, I'll say no for European football. I say no. I say no. I say no.
Why?
Arsenal are doing well because of these things as well.
Hmm.
Fresh, you're fresh. You don't have to play Champions League. If you have to play Europa League, again, you don't have to play all your best players, man. But if we don't, everyone's gonna be fresh. We ain't got enough players for us to feel like we can go Champions League. We ain't got the backing of the FSG to even think we'll go. Imagine we got Champions League.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we're gonna do that same thing again. Oh, we're gonna look like we're gonna spend money, and then oh look, we can't spend the money. We ain't get the money. Come
Mm.
on, we're embarrassed. For me, personally, I say no.
Hmm.
Let's just stay in the league, going for the domestic
Plug
cups.
that holes we have in the
Next
team.
year,
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
push on and we try and recuperate money for players, then I'll say yes. Not this season, not the season coming in.
Okay, bro. Cheers for that, Mario. What about you, sir?
Yeah. For me, again, I think the best thing that could happen to us is we don't qualify for Europe. Period. To be honest with you,
I know where you're getting at. Go for it, Mario.
because with it's quite clear that the team is tired. They're
Mm-hmm.
tired from the World Cup last season and from, we pushing with all those competitions last season. They need to rest. They need to rest. So for me, as much as it hurts me to say this, it's probably going to be in their best interest to not get Champions League football so that they could focus, get back to basics, build back the defense. Virgil van Dijk looks like a shell of himself.
What
I
it?
Mm-hmm.
honestly think that he's playing with
An
it's
injury.
called bone spurts in your knee from that knee injury that he sustained, because his first, when a defender squares up with him,
Mm-hmm.
normally his first move is a lot more dominant and faster than the attacking player.
Yeah.
Now they're just running by him on duels. Like you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah.
That Van Dyke playing? It's like
Mm-hmm.
he's on cruise control,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think not having the Champions League, having to really dig deep and focus on the league, you know, not having to play a game, 2 games a week, having
Mm-hmm.
time on the training ground with these players and potential new players that we're gonna get,
Yeah.
is gonna be really good for the club moving forward. On the other hand, it's gonna take a miracle for us to get top 4. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I still have faith. I would gladly accept it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think
Same.
we have to depend on other people. I don't like depending on other people
Spot on.
for points.
Spot on.
So just from that standpoint alone, I don't think we get Champions League. And I don't think it's such a bad thing, to be honest with you. Because even if we get Europa League, play the kids.
Exactly.
Get them the experience playing in Europe. I mean,
You could
it's not
keep the
Champions
goalkeeper
League.
as well, innit? You could keep Gallagher
Yeah,
now for that, don't you?
Give the
Mm-hmm.
game to Carvalho, for goodness sake.
Mm. I was just
yeah,
about to say that as well. You can
yeah,
ask him,
give,
Valio, what do you want to play, bro? What do you want to
Yeah.
play? Anywhere. Anywhere
yeah,
you want to
give
play,
it.
you want to
Wing,
play.
right wing, striker. What do you want?
Anyway.
Yeah, anywhere you want to play, bro.
Yeah,
Anywhere. What?
Go
Anywhere.
on,
yeah.
Mario.
So,
I'm not
so
picking it.
for
You're
me,
picking it.
yeah. So for me, I need to see these kids coming up from the academy. If you're not gonna spend money, then we need to start getting these kids from the academy coming up. Ben Doak, he needs to be in the team. He
Tyler
needs to
Morton.
be around the first team.
Yeah.
He needs. I mean, look what Manchester City does. A lot of people don't understand what Pep's doing. You see what Pep's doing? He's incorporating these kids from the academy into the first team, and you don't even realize it.
Exactly.
Because when they play, you're like, oh wait, is that Kyle Walker? And then you do a double take, and you're like, no, that's
No.
that kid. What's his name? Lewis or whatever his name is.
Yeah, the one with the dreadlocks. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, that's
Yeah.
he's bringing
Yes.
players up. He's
Yes.
giving them the
Yeah.
opportunity to play.
Something
He's
Lewis.
like
Lewis.
we said earlier, he's experimenting because we've allowed them to.
Exactly, brother.
We let
Exactly.
them off the hook to experiment.
Mhm.
So this is why, for me, not playing in the Champions League is a good thing, because it's going to give us a chance.
And what
to
does
get
Klopp
some
always
things.
ask for, Mario? A lot of rest. So this
A
is
lot
the
of
time
rest.
to get the rest.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
There you
So
go.
you
So
could,
Rest and
for me,
recuperation.
no Champions League, but you get Europa League. You play the kids. You give those guys a
Mhm.
chance to prove
I'm with
themselves.
that.
And be like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know
So
what?
we could integrate you into
Mhm.
into
And
stuff.
we could put Naldini at the back as well.
I'm gonna. No.
one second, Anthony. 1 second, please.
Yes,
Ryan
yes.
says, hello, lads. Ryan for the Reds here. He's part of this channel as well. Please go and subscribe to him, guys. If you haven't, his channel is amazing. So please go and subscribe to Ryan, man.
Big up,
Much
Ryan.
appreciated for coming on. Go on, Anthony. Go for it. Sorry, before you go, Mario, because it's going to be our last bit. What's the score prediction for tomorrow?
Tomorrow or Sunday?
Oh, sorry, Sunday. My bad.
So
It's
for
gonna be
me,
a
for
Saturday
Sunday, here's the thing. I'm gonna throw a little caveat in there for you.
God, man.
I'm gonna throw something in there for you on Sunday. You guys are gonna be like, I think Sunday we should go with Alisson in goal, obviously. Robbo, Virgil van Dijk, Konate if he's
Mhm.
healthy. And here it is. You guys are gonna look at me like I'm crazy. But you gotta throw Joe Gomez back there.
Hey,
And
wait,
then
what
you-
position, bro?
Right back.
Yeah, I don't mind him as a right back. I
And
always
then
said
you're-
I always said he's a right back, so I'm
And
not
then
gonna.
you're throwing Trent, Fabinho, and Thiago in midfield.
Okay.
I'm with that all the way, actually.
Yeah.
All the way.
100%.
And up top,
Mhm.
we're gonna go Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm doing. But I have noticed in the past couple of games
Mhm.
that Klopp is actually experimenting with a first with a first team and a second team because if you notice what he's doing, he's bringing on Thiago
Yeah.
with what's his name, Darwin.
Yes.
Jones. Okay.
He's bringing in he's testing out his first and second unit. I noticed that because he's trying to follow City. Like, okay, we have these generals on the bench. We could bring Thiago and Diaz and these guys, Diaz and Darwin, off the bench to change the game because you have Jota, you have Gakpo, and you have Salah. So then you have that dynamic where you could change the game and bring these guys Thiago on to change the game, and we saw that in the last game. He came on, and the possession went up drastically. So for me, I'm bringing Joe Gomez into the team this Sunday. I'm pushing Trent into the midfield full time against Tottenham because I feel like their backs are up against the wall right now. So for me, that score is going to be 3-1 LFC on Sunday.
Yes, Antonis, go for it, man. You want to say something? Go for it, brother.
I was just gonna say, like, I agreed with everything Mario said, and like, I think that I think it will do us good to kind of take a year off European football. But like, as someone that goes to the games every single week, like, not having Champions League football is gonna sting, man. Like, it's a totally.
Man City can dominate. Man City can dominate, guys. Like, they could dominate for 2 years if they win it now, man. They could go next season and dominate that too. You know what I mean? That's what's worrying me. And when we get back into it, we're gonna probably it will take us time to compete again. That's what's worrying me more than anything. Go on, Anthony.
Yeah, I was no. I was just gonna say I agree with Marius's lineup. The only thing I would change is Curtis Jones for Fabinho. I'm playing Thiago
boys.
Reverse role.
Well, what would you pay for Curtis Jones? Where Fabinho is?
No, so I'd play no. So I'd play Arnold. I'd play Arnold and Thiago, almost like the holding midfielders, and giving them more passing responsibility. And I'd play Curtis Jones as a more forward running centre mid.
So he's trying to kill Thiago again.
So it's obviously the fullbacks are going to be these two, right, guys? These are the fullbacks.
I think we should put Gomez in at right back.
Gomez, yeah.
Take Trent into the midfield.
Damn.
Yeah, we're putting Trent in midfield this Sunday.
Okay.
Score
prediction, Anthony. Sorry, brother. Sorry.
I'm gonna go chaotic. I'm gonna go 4-2. It's gonna be like that West Ham game that it was just end to end constantly. So I'm gonna go for a 4-2 to us.
All right, Anton.
I agree with Mario again, but only thing I would change, right? Only thing I would change.
Damn you, Mario, take it over.
I would take Gakpo will be sub. I have Firmino there. You know why I'll have Firmino there? Because he's good.
He's injured, isn't he? Is he back?
He's not. He's injured.
He's a muscle.
Yeah.
He's
injured. Bobby's injured.
So Gakpo
I'm
stays
allowed
in.
to dream. I'm allowed to dream, innit? Yeah. Okay.
I have a dream.
I agree.
Yo,
with
people,
Mario, man.
stick together.
I agree with Mario with all formats then, because you got Gomez. He's not really attacking, but he's got a good. He can pass the ball, but I don't like him in centre back. So right back's perfect. Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho in front.
Do you
of them.
guise, one second, Anton? Do you guys
side.
prefer Konate over Matip for now after that performance Matip has had in the previous game?
Oh, it was
Absolutely.
brilliant. It was.
I think so.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know what? Let me just go
Question.
real quick. The reason why I am putting Gomez back there is because if you leave Trent back there, you're putting too much pressure on Konate to cover Trent.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he got injured a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he was going to areas that he should not be going to. Yeah.
There you go. So that's why I'm bringing Gomez into the team, because he's a better defender, right?
Yeah, he's 100%.
And he plays better out there, out wide. So
yeah.
I'll leave him back there. If he makes a mistake, then that's an easier cover for Konate back there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my
Question.
reason.
Go on.
Question: Are you when you're playing Gomez at right back, you almost playing him like a third centre back to stop the counter press, to stop the counter attack? So, okay.
Robert can push on a bit more then as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
You're right.
That's why I'm saying.
Robert
That's
can be
why I'm
inverted.
saying.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'd put Thiago in for Fabinho because it takes more defensive responsibility off the midfield when you've got Gomez playing as that third centre back and you allow your midfield to play that free forward football. And I just think Curtis Jones would be better than Fabinho at that position.
Are you happy with
But
that midfield?
it's
With
just
those
a
two
matter of
midfielders?
opinion.
Yeah. That's
All right.
Just a
decent.
matter of opinion.
What's in front of that, guys? Who's going to be the number 10?
I love Thiago. I love Thiago.
Thiago as a number 10, yeah? His old position,
I
yeah?
love Thiago. I love Thiago is there.
You guys all
100%.
agree?
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Jones has been on form and that. He's been doing his thing. But yeah, he for me, he's a loser ball specialist. Even though he's been doing a bit better the game before last. I saw it, the Leeds game. I was like, there you go. There you are. West Ham game, it was okay. He did improve a bit more. But again, he's still a loser ball specialist for me.
Yeah,
we need something a little bit different.
You know, something you need. Obviously, you get players who want to try something and lose the ball, but I feel in some certain positions where he can make a simple pass and return it again, face the game, he loses it then, and I'm like, and he dwells on the ball because he is quite skillful.
Yeah.
And when he dwells on the ball, and that pisses me off, man. So for me, Thiago, please, and then bring him on. You know what I'm saying?
Antonis, you could answer that, mate. He's asking the question about Milner leaving.
Good riddance.
Sorry, what was the question?
No, it's there on the screen.
Thoughts on Milner leaving?
Amir.
I love Milner, man. Milner's. I think we want quality and we want excitement and we want people that can come in and they can be tough and dependable and they can play 38 games a season. And I just don't think Milner's at that level anymore. I love him. He's a great leader in the dressing room. But I think he's ready to retire. It's not a fact that I want him out of Liverpool.
So that's Sergeant Milner. Yeah, Sergeant Milner, please. Have some respect. Have some respect, man. You know what I mean?
Sergeant Milner.
You know what I mean? He's there. Private Milner's there. He's there always. Anywhere you want to play. Boss, I want me to get the tees. I'll get the tees. He's there. I love Milner, but you know what I mean? He
5 injuries in the last 2 seasons, man, and the guy's 37 years old. Like,
it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Tottenham all podcast says big up panel prediction for Sunday. We already said it. I know I'm coming to the comments late. It's good conversations we're having, but please, feel free to still comment and I'll put it up and put it to the lads as well. Yeah, so the left-hand side, who do you want? Because Diaz is back, guys. Diaz is back. Okay. Do we start him or do we just get him off the bench?
Well, we need something different.
Needs to start.
Diaz have to start. You have to start him. We need some flair and creativity.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Even if you have to take him off at like 50 minutes, but he needs to start and give us that electricity to start off that game.
There you go. Yep.
We need all the momentum going into that game, bro.
You see these three, like the triangle here, guys. Like, if you look at it, that's like midfield dominance, isn't it? If you look at other teams, where do they have a go at us in the midfield? The ball goes over the top, and then we trouble the defense. They trouble the defense. So now, if you got Thiago here, who's got defensive know-how, and then you got these two, not many is going to beat us in the midfield. I think that's more controlled, isn't it? If you look at this formation.
Also,
brilliant.
If we've got Trent and Thiago playing in the midfield, I'd rather play Núñez up front than Gakpo just to get those balls in behind because the passing prowess of Thiago and Trent in the same midfield just arouses me.
Well, easy, bro. Easy.
Right side, obviously the same guy as always. He's never going to change, is he? So I'm not even going to take him out. The striker, guys. Anton, who do you think, bro?
Me, I would go for Gakpo. Because his build-up game is better than Núñez. Don't get me wrong, that Trent can make passes to him. Yeah. But more likely, them passes are going to be floated passes, and Núñez his touch is not the greatest.
He's improving. I got. He's
improving. Yes,
I've seen worse from him before.
Yes. But he's not the greatest. So I would play Gakpo for me. He brings in everyone else in it. His set off play, his set back play is brilliant. You know what I mean? And he's just coming up for me now, man. He's just coming like that guy, man. And I'm happy for him.
Well, what about you, Mario?
For me, if you're gonna start Gakpo, then you gotta not start Thiago because you're probably going to get the same thing from both players right now
Mm.
with that setup. So for me, I'm starting Jota.
Mm.
I forgot about him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting Jota.
Joel's got the goals. Joel's got
I'm
goals
starting-
against them as well.
I'm gonna
So
start
we've got
Jota.
one for Jota, one for Gakpo, and one for
Do you know
Nunes.
what? I'm gonna go with Mario. Jota
Yeah?
No,
up front,
I'm going
man.
to go Mario first. No, I'm going to go Mario. No, yeah.
Okay.
Let me just
Okay.
jump in
Okay.
there. Yeah, no, Jota, bro. Jota. Yeah. I'm with Jota.
Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah, you can start because
Elusiveness.
listen, you could always take, like I said, this is the first
Oh
unit.
man.
So
Listen, I'm gonna
I
end the
mean,
stream, man. Mario's dominating here, man. I'm not happy.
Mario,
Mario.
take it away.
Mario.
Take it away.
Mario. Yeah, man. Yeah. Listen, that looks like a good team. That looks like
Mario for
I
the
like
next FSG.
that.
Oh yeah. True.
Oh man. I'll take Europa over nothing. Over nothing. This is guarantee we'll win the league or even play better if we don't qualify for Europe. Yeah. Not many people are disagreeing with that, bro. Much appreciated, Redbird, for coming on, brother. Thank you for that. Guys, so we put our starting lineup. We gave our predictions, and
no, the guys didn't give their predictions.
they did. Did you?
Oh, they did?
Antonis did, yeah, and Anton.
Oh, I didn't
I
hear
said
it.
4-2.
4-2. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't say mine.
Go on, then. What was it,
Oh.
Anton?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay, 2-1.
2-1.
I'll go for 3-0. I think we're overdue, a clean sheet. So
Wow.
I'll go. Yeah, 2 games we can see the goals, guys. There's got to be a clean sheet
Yeah,
somewhere,
true.
innit? Let's just be honest
True.
here, man. Everybody on the
Yeah,
chat,
you know what? I'm
thank
seeing
you.
Gomez, Konate,
Uh-huh.
and Konate. I feel like they can hinder Kane. Kane's their main guy, innit? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Son
you know
is
what?
on his way back to his form again, slowly. But we
And I
can
feel
stop
like
them with that.
Konate would get under Trent's. You know what? If he's playing like crap out there, I feel like Konate would be like, "Yo, what are you doing out there, man? What's going on?"
Yeah.
The Bambi and Ice thing, where we're in a real game here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, it's the end. I can't believe it. We could still go on if we
Wow,
wanted to. You
very
know what I mean? But
That was
So
we've
quick.
got to end it. We've got to save some more for the the chat and all that stuff for the future. So thanks for coming on. Honestly, guys, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a
Don't go
second.
anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. I'll be back. Yes. Oh, what are you doing there, man? Hang on. Why are you taking my spot for?
He's taking over.
Damn, taking over, man. I need to get out of this damn thing. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Honestly, thank you for the chat as well. Sorry we couldn't get to all the chats. I was on earlier around 2:30. It would have been better if you guys tuned in that time. We had to discuss a lot about the Premier League, Liverpool, and what we're gonna do next, and about FSG of course as well. I'm gonna try to bring you some more stuff in the coming days. I'm gonna take a rest tomorrow. I think I've done too many days now, so I'm gonna take a rest tomorrow. Thank you to the panel. These guys are part of this channel now, so if you ever wanna reach out to them, please just let us know. And they are on Twitter. So Mario, where can they find you, bro?
I'm on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Don't Laugh. It's Poppy Shampoo. Shampoo with 2 S's. So yeah, my friends gave me that name. I won't even get into why they did it. Maybe another time. But yeah,
No
Poppy
worries,
Shampoo
bro.
at on Twitter. Find me there. LFC Trader, same thing.
Much appreciated, brother. Anton, you're part of this, so just tell us.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you can find me anywhere on the street somewhere. Anywhere. I'm like Batman. Just put the signal in the air. I'm there, bro. I'll swoop down. No, Antos #1 on Twitter. I think it is. It's Antos Pantos. That's an old name as well.
You've been using this name for years, mate. Like,
I know. It's come on. I can't. I'm a dinosaur. I can't change them.
We're old, man. Just use your real name. That's what I do now.
I don't even know how to go into settings to change it, bro. So
freaking hell, man.
Leave it, man. If I go into settings, I might disable the whole thing, bro. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
All right, I'll let you off. Antonis, let them know, brother. Let them know.
On Twitter, it's Virgil Vibes, vibes with an S, not a Z. I'm a grown ass man. Um,
Oh, come on, man.
on Instagram, it's ag.pablo. Pablo. So yeah, feel free to add me on either. I'm gonna be a lot more active on both anyway. So
Nice one, bro. Nice one. People, we've done it today. We've done a lot of work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you on Sunday. I'm going to do the live watch along. Please come on there, support me in that one, and I'll do some great graphics for that game as well. So please come on there and support me. I'll see you, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Cool, first.